Hi, my name is Jonny Clark, founder of TheDesignAir, and welcome to Design Details, where we get to lift the lid on the latest product launches and see what that means for the passenger experience. In our first show, I get to look at JetBlue's brand new Mint product, and you'll see my take on this innovative new cabin. So today we're talking JetBlue Mint, but before I dive into the details, let's take a little step back. JetBlue actually launched its Mint product back in 2014. Back then, it featured a cabin of 16 Thomson Vantage seats in a staggered forward-facing cabin. Not everything was equal. There were 4 suites, otherwise known as throne seats, which gave these lucky passengers doors, aisle access and larger working spaces. So when it came to the new Mint, JetBlue decided every passenger should enjoy the suite life. That's why they selected the Thomson Vantage Solo, the brainchild of factory design. In steps Acumen in 2016 to reimagine the product and bring the seat and experience to life. And there's good reason to step up the interior. The transatlantic market is already crowded, competitive, but if you get it right, incredibly lucrative. British Airways alone before the pandemic was making over $1 billion a year on the route. But now Norwegian, Primera and a host of other tried and failed airlines have exited the market, leaving a gap for a new starter, so it is essential to offer something that will pull passengers away from the main established competitors. And it's not just price that will win premium passengers. Comfort and experience is key. So what do we have? On the surface, it looks like Virgin Atlantic's upper-class herringbone seats, but the industry has learned from those seats and delivered a more user-friendly product. No more having to stand up and getting out of your seat to turn it into a bed. The other noticeable difference to Virgin's seat is the addition of a door, larger TV, and more privacy with higher walls. The walls and the door remove any awkward eye contact with fellow passengers, and the fact the head is away from the aisle means you are less likely to be knocked by passing passengers. But what of the design approach? In my opinion, JetBlue and Acumen have managed to mature the brand, which is about right considering it's 21 years old. Gone are the plastic finishes that we saw previously. Instead, we're now starting to see rich colours, textures and patterns. With this new Mint, everything feels a little bit more considered. I'm really liking the clear defined areas of rest and work, created by the use of different tactile materials like the ultra suede that lines the seat area. Talking of which, nothing is more tactile than the concrete lamp that the designers have installed in the seat to give it a bit more of an urban Manhattan vibe. Well, it's not really concrete, but handmade and finished polystone. I'm loving it. It gives an impression of weight and solidity, something most airlines are trying to strip out. It also helps set the residential-like New York design language, which also includes denim-like carpets and abstract wood grain surfaces. One element you may not spot at first, but I like, is the tray table, which reflects the Mint lozenge logo. It also appears throughout the rest of the cabin, on seat walls and the suite's door frames. At the front, Acumen have made the most of the loper that the Thomson Vantage Solo seat provides, creating a mini studio somewhat resembling a micro-residence from Etihad. It's really all about giving passengers more space up front, which actually repeats the issue from the previous Mint. While keeping costs down, the studio makes a clever use of space. There's a wardrobe at the front of the suite, which allows for storage for the passenger. However, because it's shared with the cabin crew, it's an awkward size, not making it a full wardrobe and not really big enough to store a bag. Although, storage is storage nonetheless. The most interesting design detail is actually the seat itself. At first, when I spoke to Acumen about the design, I felt the design of the seat was at odds with the rest of the cabin. The grey leather and the ribbed seat pan area felt like it belonged to a different design aesthetic. And after seeing Acumen's first adapted designs, it felt a little bit like a step backwards. Now really, the design came about because Tuft & Needle wanted to brand the actual seat. In a brave move, they removed the mattress technology that was already in the seat and placed their own inside. And as part of the process, they wanted to brand the seat with the same design language that you would find on the mattresses at home. It's a fantastic first for the industry, where an airline has decided to actually embed a brand into its product, rather than a more superficial brand partnership where a mattress topper or bedding is introduced. I can't help but feel that the design of the seat jars from the rest of the overall product, and the sweet walls remind us a little bit of Etihad or Singapore Airlines A380 first class product. In conclusion, this is a home run for JetBlue. JetBlue and Acumen have taken an innovative new seat and managed to elevate it to a really high standard for the emerging narrow-body long-haul market. Now let's take a look at some of the cabins that will be flying between New York and London later this year. Well, that's it for the first episode of Design Details. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave comments below and don't forget to subscribe.